One of the most classic, of course, problem with female women in journalism is the whole patriarchal system, the social norms, and then there's always the discrimination against women working in the media. And there's, in fact, because regardless of the feminization of the newsroom, there's still a lot of stigmas being attached to women in journalism, especially as you reach certain point in life, certain milestones like having children, building a family. There's gender-based and sexualist attacks by state or non-state actors. And of course, in the conflict area, sex is always, sex or sexual violence is always weaponized, and even just the threat of it can send a woman home, not working or quitting her work because you can guard your own body. And so gender-based and sexualist attacks is one of the challenges that women face. Maybe not so much in the peaceful situations like where we are right now, especially in this in Jakarta, but when you go outside, when you go to a smaller region where the distance between yourself as a journalist and your news resource is not much, then the threat becomes more real. On the other hand, there is the online abuse and gender-based violence online, which everybody experiences, even if you are far, even if you work from a remote area. This impact, people may underestimate the impact of gender-based violence. And then there's gender-based physical and psychological violence perpetrated within the professional realm, whether perpetrated by your colleagues, which I have experienced, or your news sources, which I have also experienced. I think for me, this is the hardest, especially when it's in a position, when it deals with position of power, the power dynamic, the power relation. When, this last one I want to point out, this lack of gender mainstreaming in journalism, education, and training. So my other hat, aside from leading my own news company now, or my own media company now, is to give gender training, which I give to journalists, practicing journalists, and student journalists as well as students. Why this is important? Because as Julia has said, when you're a fish, you don't know what water is. You don't know that you are living in the water until you are taken out of the water. Then that you realize you cannot breathe. It's the same thing when you're living in a patriarchal society. If you are not given this lens, you will not know that this is patriarchy, that this is why we respond to the thing that we respond, how we respond to this thing. And so the gender mainstreaming training is very important. So for us to be publishing stories that are promoting gender equality, that are promoting tolerance and inclusion, we have to walk the talk. It starts from the company, it starts from the organization, it starts from the recruitment, and it starts from everything else, like all the process that we go through within the office or the working environment.